Anybody that knows me knows how much I love football. This is my most favorite time of the year. So in the month of September, I'm going to focus all of my recipes on football tailgating type foods. So today we're going to make Kim's Game Time Nachos. They're very yummy. You can make them ahead of time so that you can actually enjoy the game. It's going to be very good. Everybody's going to love them. They're going to eat them up. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our tortillas and we're going to take the silicone basting brush and we're going to brush them with some oil on both sides. And then you can sprinkle a little salt on them if you'd like. Some people prefer not to have salt on their chips. Some people prefer the salt, so it's totally up to you. This way you get to decide how much you want on there. Dip your silicone basting brush into the oil and then spread the oil across the tortilla. As soon as you're done with one side, you're going to want to flip it over and oil on the other side as well. Once you've got it all good and covered, then you're going to pour as much salt as you'd like onto each side of the tortilla. Of course, you have to use a football salt shaker, right? If you love football. Once you get oil and salt on both sides of your tortilla shells, go ahead and stack them up. We're going to use the pizza cutter to cut the tortilla shells into 8 sections. We'll use these to make chips that you will use for your nachos. Then take your tortillas and place them on your large bar pan. Make sure you space them evenly. Next, we're going to take our coated tomato knife and slice our tomato. Once we have all the slices cut, then we're going to dice the tomato into smaller chunks that we can put onto our nachos. I like to use onion in my nachos. I think it just makes them taste yummy. So I've got about 1/2 of an onion here, and I'm going to use my food chopper to chop it up. But first I'm going to cut it into smaller pieces, just so it fits in there a little easier. So I'm just going to cut it into quarters. And then I'll grab my food chopper, and this is kind of fun. Stomp around it. And while you're pounding, if you look, it turns, the blades inside turn and cut the onion. And so it chops it into the little pieces. The more you chop, the smaller your pieces are going to be on your onion. Okay. See, these are a little bigger. I want them smaller. Just chop it a little bit more. There we go. And the best thing about the food chopper is it's dishwasher safe, and it comes apart so easily. You just twist this off, and this little container goes right in the dishwasher. This comes off, goes in the dishwasher, and then you spread this open and stick that in the dishwasher. It's very easy. Okay, so the timer just went off on the oven, so I'm going to get the chips out of the oven and I'm going to put them on this cooling rack to cool for a little bit while I get the meat mixture all put together. Setting your chips out on a cooling rack will allow them to crisp up a little bit after they've been in the oven. All right, so now it's time to make our meat mixture. So grab your skillet, and I like to put a little salt in the bottom of my skillet so the meat doesn't stick, and then add your meat. And then we're going to grab our mix and chop, and we're going to use that to help break up the meat as it's browning. This is a great tool. It will help so that your meat breaks up into little pieces, and it's safe on all of your non-stick cookware. So it's a wonderful tool. It's called the mix and chop. Once your meat is brown, you want to go ahead and drain the oil off of it. Then you're going to add your taco seasoning mix and water and let that simmer for 10 minutes. Okay, the last thing that we have to get ready is our cheese. So we're going to use the microplane adjustable grater, and we're just going to open the cheese here. And you can just keep it in its little bag that it comes in while you initially are grating it. And you just slide it up the grater here and put it into your batter bowl, and that will give you some yummy cheese for your nachos. Look at all that yummy goodness. Okay, so the only thing that's left to do is put it all together. So I put the chips out here on a little plate, and the next thing is you just want to add your meat. You can add as little or as much as you'd like, doesn't matter. And then we're going to put some cheese on it. Now if you just took your meat off of the stove, it'll be warm and it'll melt your cheese. But if you made it the night before, you may need to stick this in the microwave for 30 seconds or so, just to melt the cheese. And you can put however much cheese you want to on here as well. We have a lot of cheese that I grated, so I'm going to put a lot on here. Okay, so you can see that the cheese is starting to melt. And then I'm just going to add my toppings. So you can add whatever toppings you like. I'm going to add some onions here. And some tomatoes. And I love jalapenos, so I'm going to make sure I get lots of jalapenos. And then just a little dollop of sour cream. And there you go. You have Kim's Game Day Nachos. I hope you enjoyed Kim's Game Day Nachos and enjoy the game as well. Go Big Red!